Hello and Grüß Gott. Today I'm going to talk about my Focusrite ISO-1 Pre-Amp and what a great sounding unit it is, but also I would not ever buy another product from this company. I'll get into that in a minute and I'll explain why I feel that way. But I'll tell you first of all, why did I buy this? I bought it to go with my DigiDesign inbox. Now my inbox goes with my Pro Tools software, and on the DigiDesign inbox it has one Canon type connector, a balanced microphone input that you can use with 48 power Phantom, and you can run things like I have a Neumann and several AKG mics, and I can plug all those in one at a time and get a great microphone sound. But the other channel is more like an instrument input or line input, depending on how you pad it. So it's got not quite enough flexibility for some situations. So let's say I want to sing and also record myself playing acoustic guitar. To get the best sound, what I do is I plug this in, and I can plug in a microphone for my acoustic and also a direct input from my acoustic Fishman pickup into this, and I can mix the two on here by working with this and come out with a composite sound that sounds really nice. Now this does have a tremendous amount of features. You got a sensitivity setting here, sort of a trim control here. You can select your inputs here, like for example mic, but when you have microphone input selected, also the DI instrument should be running with it. Also here you can select the transformer matching, so you can have bridged or matched transformer settings or something perhaps different if you maybe want to get like an old style saturated transformer sound. So all that is awesome. You can turn 48 volts phantom power on. One word of warning, if you're using headphones, this preamp is so quiet, the noise level on it is so low that if you're not careful, you could have the headphone turned up and you could actually practically blow your ears out. It's just weird because it's so quiet, you don't really realize it's on, and then boom, you make a sound and it's right in your headphones real loud. So that's kind of the front panel. There's some videos on YouTube describing a little more about how to use some of these features. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the back side, and then I'll explain to you why I wouldn't buy another product from this company. So I'll be right back. Okay, so here's the back side. It's got your standard, I think it's IEC AC line input, power on and off switch, and various things like your microphone input. And you can also add an A to D board on here, which will give you a stereo out. So that could be useful for certain applications, not for mine in particular, but for certain ones. Now, one thing I want to note, and I hope you don't think this is China bashing, but this was assembled in China. And my unit came DOA. I bought it from Sweetwater. Sweetwater's a great company. They offered to replace it right away. But I'd waited for it for a couple of weeks, and I really didn't want to wait for another one to come into stock. At the time, they'd sold out all their stock. And so I said, well, I'll just take a look inside and see if I can fix it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cover off and show you inside, and I'll describe the quality issue I had and how, well, I'll describe a little bit about it, and then I'll describe what happened with when Focusrite heard about it. So I'll be right back. Okay, so here's the unit with it open, and the problem I had was this unit wouldn't turn on. It was DOA. So what I did is I looked inside because I could hear something rattling around, and one of these regulators had never been soldered in. It actually was laying in the unit with no solder on it. The leads were extra long, so it had never been even put in and cut. So I think at the factory what they'd intended to do was go in and fix this. It was one that died on the line, and then they probably went to lunch and never got it fixed. It has no quality stamps here, and according to Focusrite, it was supposed to have quality stamps here. So it escaped the factory, and this is one of the reasons I don't want to buy anything made in China anymore. I'm not China bashing, it's just that the stuff is junk. And you know, this could have been built in UK or over here in the States. It's all wave soldered. All these cables can be pre-made, they're just plug and play. So it's really not a whole lot of handiwork in assembling this. And I don't mind paying a little extra anyway to get something made in a country that seems to have better quality control. So that's the thing, and I ended up using some rose compliant solder and soldering with some silver bearing solder though, the regulator back in, and I could see where they had originally planned for heat sinks. So I added my own TO220 heat sinks because I did check the device heat on these regulators. Boy, they get hot. So that it'll dissipate the heat better, I went ahead and put some silicon compound on them and some heat sinks so they can dissipate that heat and make it a little more reliable like I think they'd originally intended. So all that is well and good. I reported this to Sweetwater, and they said they would replace it if I wanted. And I said, no, I've already got it fixed now, so I'll keep it. But they went ahead and had the Focusrite rep talk to me, and he had me take lots of pictures in here because they didn't really believe that the unit would come DOA. So again, there were supposed to be stamps here, nothing. So I took pictures, sent them all to them, and all they said was, hey, thanks. I would have expected something like some t-shirts or something because of the efforts I went through to fix their problem, and to not only that, but to document it for them so they could go back to the factory in China and report it. But no, basically, it was like, okay, well, thanks, goodbye. So because of that, and because of this issue I had, I don't think I'd buy another Focusrite product ever again. So buyer beware. Like I said, the sound quality on this is excellent, can't be beat. But on my other products like Crown, Manly Labs, Summit Audio, the things that are made here in the States, I've never had any problems with, no DOAs, no problems at all, and the assembly quality is excellent. So I think, this is what you get when you build something in China. So that's all I'll say about it. And so if you decide to buy one, buyer beware. Hopefully you have better luck than I did. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Tschüss.